A money factory.
The mint.
Machines.
Comes from a bank.
Trees.
Cheese. The government.
A money factory.
The mint.
The central bank.
The mint.
Through machines.
Money comes from the government.
Government institutions.
The government.
The Federal Reserve.
Money is printed from our government.
Money comes from trees? I don't know.
Money comes from pretty much civilization's way of saying, hey, this is how much I want to pay you for your time.
Money comes from the government.
Money comes from hard work, dedication, your calling in life.
Hard work.
From working.
Oh man, where does money come from? From the Bureau of Engraving and Printing.
Money comes from, well, it starts at the bank, at the Fed, and it is given in exchange for things of value.
From the Treasury.
The bank.
Is something that we exchange for work and other goods, and it comes from those labors and exchanges.
Money is the amount of gold we have on. I think it's the amount of gold that we have access to.
The only place I know, the Department of Treasury.
Money is an invention from men, right? And it came to solve a very, very important problem. The problem of commerce through distances, I would say.
Money is the anthem of success, so put on mascara and your party dress.
The rich. Because if the rich have way more money, then they're gonna spend it all, and then the poor don't have any money, so that's why they can't buy any food. Rich. Because they have a lot of money.
Rich. Because they want more money.
The rich? I don't know.
Rich. Probably the poor, because if they're so desperate, so desperate.
The rich because they're rich.
The poor.
The poor.
The poor.
The poor because they don't have as much money.
The rich because they can't live without money. The poor because they have less stuff.
The poor.
The poor. When you're poor, you want to get more money, and then as you start getting more money, it just kind of becomes your goal.
I think the poor value money more.
The poor because they know the value of a dollar more because they can see what the hardship to get it is more opposed to the other class.
The poor because they don't have it, but you really need it to survive in today's world.
I believe the rich value money more.
I think both valuable to a certain extent. I think the rich value as far as keeping it within their families and circles or within to themselves, and I think also the poor value because they want to come up in life as far as advancing financially.
I think the rich values money more because the more they have it, the more they want it.
Think back to what I was saying earlier, is if you're rich, is it old money or is it new money? Because old money, I don't think they know how to live without it. New money knows what it's like to earn it, but they're not exactly wise with it. But all that aside, you go with the poor. The poor value money because I think they know what it's like to struggle. But when it comes to obtaining it, once they have it, probably not the wisest with it. But in a fist fight, I'm taking the poor, I think.
Rich people, they value more of their success.
Poor, because they can make the dollar go a lot longer.
The rich because they work hard to succeed.
Definitely the poor because you actually have to work for it and put in work in order to earn it.
Probably the poor because they don't have much money.
I believe that neither the rich nor the poor value money more than one or one more than the other. I think that the value of money comes from within.
I think the rich because the poor
are humbled and they find value in simple things.
The poor, because they need more than the rich.
Well, I think rich people assess the worth of money probably better.
The poor appreciate money more, but I think the rich value it more.
I think it depends on the individual person, depends on what values they have and what morals they grew up with.
Difficult to answer. I would say both groups, they value it, but probably different. To say who values more is that you need a reference. But in this case, I believe that everybody has a reference to the money. In other words, for someone, money could be very important because it actually fulfills the need to eat. You know, they need to maybe get some clothes because you barely have. So yes, you value in that respect. You understand that money is essential to get those basic needs. Beyond the basic needs, right? Beyond that, on the other spectrum, rich people can value it because they feel that even when they have satisfied every single need they have, that doesn't matter. There's something else that we created artificially called status. And that would allow you to either become more powerful in society, for example, or to get a little more of human power in manipulating people and controlling entities like factories. And so in that respect, they give another value to the money.
Money is the reason we exist. Everybody knows it, it's a fact. Kiss.
Vegetables and fruits. I'd spend $30 for a watch because I don't have a watch at my house and I want one. For some toys and maybe some books.
Slime and Silly Buddy.
Buy video games and then some food for me.
Toys, a car.
I would buy a house and I would buy food for my family. And I would buy a car.
I would give it to cancer, like to the Ronald McDonald's house.
No friends.
Give it to the poor people so they can have enough money to take care of themselves.
Give it to my mommy and my dad and my grandma and my grandpa, uncle and my other aunt and my uncle and my other aunt and my uncle, and I would save the rest.
Probably some baseball equipment and maybe some like shoes.
A house.
Nothing crazy.
I'd probably buy my mom a house. Try to make some good investments.
Pay off my student loans.
I would spend it on a house and maybe a couple of stock options.
Probably a home. Probably pay off my debt.
Pay off my college loans, invest in businesses as far as myself or for other people, and also just make sure that my family is taken care of.
Pay off all my mortgage and my student loans.
So pay all your debts, okay? Make sure you have a clean slate. You want to try Roth IRAs, you want to play the market. Don't go buy anything stupid, as in don't buy no car, don't buy no home. I want to buy real estate. Now, trust me, you need a lot more money if you want to buy real estate. So if you want to make money in the short run, you want to really invest something that's going to have a high yield and a high return to you, which I suggest the market. All right, I suggest establish yourself something that's not so much liquid, that you have into an asset that's going to generate something more than a savings account.
For my daughter's sake, I will save up for her college tuition.
I actually have 3 children, and I would have help them out.
Retirement.
Education for my sons.
The future of smart energy.
My kids, maybe invest in their future education.
Helping my family, helping others in need.
I would pay off my mortgage completely. I would set aside $100,000 for my son's education.
So I would probably spend it on health issues.
Definitely. I will not put all the eggs in one basket. So that 1 million, like I said, you take one part for getting rid of debt, 100,000, 200,000. Definitely save. And by the way, being pragmatic, when they say you get 1 million, you really don't get 1 million. The IRS is gonna take a chunk of that. Then save enough money or put it in IRA or one of these instruments so you can. No, I'm not gonna say that necessarily will make you to retire very comfortable, but it will help definitely. And very important, I was saying, healthcare. You have to also save money for your healthcare.